What's up, guys? I'm Holy Guy, your local sometimes friendly mechanic, and what you are looking at is a week's worth of putting together a nuclear power plant. Man, I thought it was going to be easy. It wasn't. It's not quick by no means. It ain't nothing like coal power. Now, there's my little coal plant I started with. 6 little coal plants. There's 3 coal nodes up there. This is a modded map. I can't remember the name of it, but you can find it off of the Satisfactory Mod Manager website. It's like ficid.app.com, I think. But just Google Satisfactory Mod Manager. I forgot the name of this map, but it's actually pretty cool. Uranium, a bunch of uranium and sulfur over there, which there's my uranium storage. There's 3 containers in it. There's 3 extractors, along with like 5 sulfur nodes that are going into my refineries. So, I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. I don't script anything. It's all off the top of my head. Don't mind this, but once I unticked the no power deal in advanced game options, I kind of screwed myself. So I had to find a way to get all this power down to everything down there. And that is a pretty long drop. I mean, look, there's the sky. And it's... the sky followed me up, so it's a void right there. It tells you how high I am. But this has been an ongoing deal for all week. I thought it was going to be quick and easy. Nah. I started with the refineries and the water extractors. I'll turn the autosave off. That's getting annoying later. So what we have, this is what it's going to take to make nuclear power. So keep in mind, I like overkill. There's a lot of things down here like the water extractors and refineries. I probably don't need 5 water extractors and 6 refineries for this, but I would rather have more than I need. That way I don't have to keep trying to add on. And right now, this works. So there's a total of 13 water extractors, 5 extractors for the 6 refineries, and 8 for the power plants. It's 2 water extractors per power plant, and it seems to be working. Might try to overclock them here in a little bit, see if I can't get more water out of them. So far, they're working pretty good. So, to make everything work for this, you have to have uranium fuel rod. To make uranium fuel rods, you need encased uranium cell, encased industrial beam, and electromagnetic control rod. The simple part of this is going to be the encased industrial beam. You see they're starting to back up. That's part of the efficiency. Now, I want all of these running 100% of the time. And those manufacturers to make that fuel rod, they take forever. And they're even overclocked all the way right now. So to make the encased industrial beams, you have to have a foundry to make steel ingot. There's 2 recipes that you can go to make the encased beams. It's either with steel pipe and concrete or steel beams and concrete. I went with steel pipe. Either way, you have to have steel ingot. So it's coal and iron ore piped into a foundry to make the steel ingot. I use storage containers as buffers. That way, if I end up producing faster than what my foundries or smelters can make, or whatever it is that I'm getting out of here to make in the constructor, manufacturer, whatever, blah, blah. It's a buffer. It will have more in it. It's like here. It'll have more in it that this will keep up. And this can be as slow as it wants to be. So, steel pipe into my assembler with concrete makes encased industrial beams. That's the easy part of that recipe. That you only need about 3 main components outside of the ore extractors. So, if you want to get technical, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components or 5 pieces of machinery per assembler for the encased industrial beams. Now, this is where it gets real fun. Again, I got to have more foundries to make my steel pipe, more steel pipe to go into these 2 assemblers. Now, these 2 assemblers are making stators. I called them rotors earlier. Stators. it takes copper wire and steel pipe to make stators. Now this is coming from a factory that's over there. That started a little factory for basic materials when I first started playing this map. So this is coming off of 2 storage containers with merger and obviously a splitter here. From there, these are going into 2 assemblers to make the control rods. To make the control rods, you got to have stators and AI limiters. Again, like I said, this is where it gets fun because you got to have so many components to make one thing just to make your fuel rods. So from here, I have 2 foundries. One of them is Caterium, making my quick wire. The other one here is copper. This is where I'm using, because these are way down there, so I didn't want to run conveyor belts. Anywhere you see the underground conveyor systems, they're either like over there, they're real far away. I didn't want to run a conveyor belt all the way over there, route it around, bring it in. I might do that with this one too, because that is just ugly. So, but usually with those, they're either going to be down there pretty far away, and I just don't feel like running a conveyor system to it. But I'm pretty impressed with how most of this stuff turned out, like especially over here. I didn't need to make this a rectangle, but I kind of did. I'm kind of happy with it, honestly, because just the utilization of the space I have. I could have probably brought something out here, spaced these out a little more than I had, but I was planning on using the space for some other machinery, but there is no room for it. So, once the electromagnetic rods are made and you got all your stuff lined up for this, then it will start making the fuel rod. See, it makes 1 per minute, and it's even fully overclocked 1 per minute. So from there, I have them. I was running 2, so that's why all this is set up for just one side per power plant. And then I got to thinking, these things burn fuel rods so slow. So then I used a splitter, and I'll change the splitter up to like I did over here, make it more center, but I'll do that later. So I've got 2 splitters and 1 merger for this. 3 infinite storage containers. You need somewhere to store nuclear waste, because you use that for something else too, but right now I'm not gonna do anything with it other than store it. And again, I'll change this up later, like over here where I'm using 1, set it center of the 2, run a merger into 1 storage unit. That way I'm not across 2. It'll look a little better. Same thing with this splitter. I'll move it over and I'll run this. So yeah. So this is what it takes for this. I'll go into the count. 4 foundries. Is that 4 foundries? Yep, 4 foundries. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. 2, 4, 6, 7 constructors. There's 7 constructors, 4 foundries, 2, 4, 6, 8 manufacturers, or 8 assemblers, 2 manufacturers, 2 blenders, 6 refineries, a total of 13 water extractors, 5 for the refineries, 8 for the power plants. That's 2 per power plant, 4 power plants, 3 infinite storage containers, 2 splitters, 1 merger. Yeah, and let's not forget the storage tanks for the leftover sulfuric acid. We'll do something with that later. You can I think you use it for plutonium too, but there's other stuff you can use it for, but right now I'm just sending it to the storage units or storage tanks. That way I can produce what I need. And this has been running all day, so don't worry about how fast they'll fill up, and you can obviously flush it. Don't know where it goes, but you can empty it if you want to. That is my storage for my uranium. There's 3 storage containers in there with belts and merger. The merger's coming out here, which is splitting into each each blender. So yeah, that's it. That's my little slice of heaven. I'll probably put a quote-unquote control tower somewhere over in that area because there's more room than over here. Everything's kind of clipping into the hills, and I can kind of get away with that over here. But I don't know if I want to wall certain things off. I might wall off the power plants or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to put like a little control tower or something over here. But anyway, I've gone over what I wanted to go over. Again, guys, I'm Holy Guy, your local, sometimes friendly mechanic. I am live on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/holyguy. Taking a break. My pup was diagnosed with right-sided congestive heart failure back in September, so I'm kind of devoting most of my free time to her. This is just a break. It's been a little interesting, to say the least. I don't get much of a break between work and having to take care of her. So, again, www.twitch.tv/holyguy. I'm going to try to make some YouTube more videos and whatnot. So, y'all have a good night. Let this kind of rack your brain. I know it kind of looks ugly, but it's the best layout for anything that I've ever done so far outside of coal plants. So, y'all have a good night, fellas. Keep those wrenches throwing. And remember, if you could dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Good night.